strengthen the relationship-driven component of your practice. Strengthen that, because that's why they will stay with you.
Right.
And I'm going to give you 3 specific things to do within that checklist item. So 3 subpoints. Number 1, start doing the evening we care contact for any patient that got an injection that day, any of your new patients, and any patient that got an injection, make an evening we care contact. Could be a call, could be a text message, depending on what method of communication your patient likes. Number 2, make sure you have a section in your computer system for personal digital notes about your patients. And that's an area to put spouses' names, kids' names, hobbies, interests, events in their life, and so on. And then number 3, in the morning huddle, make sure you're doing a morning huddle and prep doctor and team members on all the patients you're seeing today from those digital notes. Prep. Oh yeah, remember that, hey, Gary has an anniversary coming up. Be sure to mention that when you see him today. So here's the benefit statement we could use when we're making an appointment. Hey, I'm role-playing as the hygienist, and let's just say my patient's name is Maria. Hey, Maria, before you leave today, I want to go ahead and make your next hygiene appointment for you. And we know, Maria, if we see you on a regular basis, we accomplish 2 things. We keep you as healthy as possible, and we reduce your future dental expenses. So let's go ahead and make that appointment right now. Now, let's use other examples, Naren, because it's not necessarily a one-size-fits-all. Now, in our office, we have some prime time hygiene appointments. For us, it's 7 o'clock and 8 o'clock in the morning, our prime time. We're open 7 to 4, Monday through Thursday, 7 to 2 on Friday. So 7 and 8 are prime time because they're generally outside of business hours. And let's say Bob loves the 7 o'clock appointment. What's the benefit statement I'm going to use? Watch this. Hey, Bob, let's go ahead and make your next hygiene appointment. I know you love that 7 o'clock appointment time, Bob, and so does a lot of other people. A lot of other people like that slot too. Let's grab it now so we can get the time that works best for you. Now, as I promised, what never to say, and I've heard this come out of so many people's mouths. And it's not bad. It's kind of a natural phrase. Hey, Naren, let's go ahead and make your next appointment. You can always change it later if you want. Never, never, never say that. Because what have I just done? Hey, Naren, let's say the patient said, I don't know. I don't have my appointment. I don't have my electronic scheduler. Oh, Naren, let's go ahead and make it. We can always change it later. I've devalued that appointment.
Yes.
You can change it, you can come, you cannot come. I just devalued it.
Yeah. I love that.
Never say it. Never say you can always, because we're trying to get people to be faithful about keeping their appointments.
Exactly.
So be mindful of the words that we use.
In dentistry, we have kind of 2 different choice situations. One I would call simple decisions, simple circumstances. Hey, you got a hole in your tooth. That hole needs to be fixed. Simple. You don't need a deep relationship to understand that unless there's a big pattern of that and they've got a more systemic problem. It's a basic, it's just a basic transaction, basically. Now, on the other hand, you have the 50-year-old or the 60-year-old that comes in your office that had a lifetime of just kind of urgency-driven dentistry, repairs everywhere, failing stuff everywhere, maybe an occlusion that's been worn down, so they've lost vertical dimension, their posterior teeth are getting destroyed because their anterior guidance has been destroyed. They've got all kinds of system problems. They might show up to your door with a broken tooth. They might think that all they need is a filling, but what they really need is a comprehensive evaluation of the situation, because it's not just about a lost or filling or a broken tooth. That's a complex situation that requires a much more sophisticated relationship for you to be successful, to make them, to facilitate them in making a better choice for themselves over long term.
patient's backstory. We don't know everything about our patient. The patient may present themselves as being very difficult and very challenging. And as a result of that, our behaviors may change towards that patient. We may not know the backstory. We may not know. And another point that I take away from that is we need to slow down to truly get to know our patients. You know, it was only through Mrs. Thompson's review of his records that she really understood the backstory. Remember that at the beginning of the story. It was only through the review of the records that she truly began to know who this person was in front of them. You know, one of the joys, I've always said that dentistry rocks, and I say dentistry rocks because we have the ability to change people's lives. And that could be something clinical, or it could be something behavioral. Clinically, we may take a patient that has some very compromised dentition, and through your wonderful care, skill, and judgment, we're able to provide that patient the smile of their dreams. It can also be behavioral. Maybe a patient just needs to be listened to. Maybe a patient just needs to be heard. Maybe a patient just needs to be encouraged. And the more our profession changes in the pace of which life moves, and let's face it, life moves pretty fast sometimes, the harder it is to actually slow down and spend time with our patients. Now let's play Naren. You're the guy that historically 20% of the time you've shown up.
Right.
So here's what we do with you. We say, Carly will say to you, hey Naren, and this is after you've broken another appointment. You've no-showed on another one. Carly will say, Naren, I can't make appointments for you anymore because when I make appointments, you don't show up. Now, Carly has the best temperament, tone of voice, style to do this. Nobody has ever felt insulted. They always say, oh, I know, Carly, I'm such a knucklehead. I know. And then Carly says, I get it, Naren. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to put you on my VIP list. Now, I'll come off the role playing for a minute. It's actually not the VIP list. It's actually the you-know-what list. And I won't say it because we want to keep our, our clean lyrics rating on iTunes. But it's the other list that starts with a 4-letter word, list. But we don't tell you that. We're saying, I'm going to put you, we care about you. And we know if we see you on a regular basis, we accomplish two things. We keep you as healthy as possible and reduce your future dental expenses. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put you on my VIP list. Here's what that means. Let me make sure I have your current cell number. Oh, yep, that's it. Okay. Now, I'm going to shoot you a text now and again. It'll be the same, it'll be a text message. It'll be the same day. It might be an hour from now. It might be 2 hours. It might be 5 hours from now. But I'm going to shoot you a text message. And the text message is basically going to say, hey, we can see you for a hygiene appointment at 2 o'clock. If you want it, text me back. Now, understand, I've got a few other VIPs. Now, they're not quite as good a VIP as you, Darren, but I've got a few other VIPs. So if you want it, respond back quickly. Since we started doing that, if we have at least an hour advance notice, we are 100% at filling that opening appointment later in the day.